push me, cause I'm close to the edge. I'm trying not to lose my head. Say what? It's like a jungle sometimes. It makes me wonder how I keep from going.
Welcome to In Pursuit of Truth. This is your host, Sir Patrick Mack. It has been a busy day in my world over here, but here's me showing up to do some Q. That's right, boys and girls. Yesterday was easy, but today is today. What's up, John? John, you all right?
Yeah.
What do you want to do?
Count this penny.
1. That was way too easy, John. You better come with some game next time. How many posts we got?
9.
Nice. 2076, 54 minutes after the hour of 11. Example 1. Being afraid. I'm not afraid. Are you afraid? I'm not afraid. Does HRC care about you? Does Hillary Rodham Clinton care about you? All right, look, to be fair, I've never asked her. But considering all the decades of research and information that we have, I'm going to assume it's a negative. If she cared about protecting you, then she probably would not sell out America's secrets and uranium to China and Russia. And then Q goes on to ask, would she sell out America's secrets and uranium to China and Russia? And I'm like, no, because she doesn't care about protecting me. Example 1. They always thought if charges were brought versus them, they would ultimately be safe because they were holding Supreme Court control. Yeah, and that's what they were working on. That's what so much of this was about. AS being Antonin Scalia, out. Now, we don't exactly know precisely how it went down, but we got a pretty good idea that something wasn't right about his exit. Yeah, he didn't go riding off into the sunset, is what I'm saying. And we also know, according to Q, that we had this conversation on the tarmac between Aunt Loretta Lynch and Bill Clinton, right? He chased her down, got on the plane. They started talking. What were they talking about? Was there a promise made that if Aunt Loretta Lynch took that email investigation and turned it into a matter, that maybe she would get herself a spot on the Supreme Court? Now, I don't think, from what I understand of that conversation, that she was going to take the very next spot. But I think that somebody was, and then Ruth Bader Ginsburg was going to step down and she would take that spot. I'm not sure who the other person would be. You can let me know down below. But that's the way I understood that from what we got out of Q. So Antonin Scalia out and Hillary Rodham Clinton gets to a point. We see that this is a big deal, being able to appoint your Supreme Court justices, right? Well, that would be the end of it all, wouldn't it? That would be the way they take ultimate control, because basically all up until that, it was full of deep state knuckleheads, right? All the way down to the bottom. We've been cleaning out the entire DOJ, FBI, and whatnot. Congress, the House, Senate. So you see what's going on, right? And that would have been the top law of the land. So that would have been the final nail in the U.S.'s coffin. End of all ends, final. Did Anthony Kennedy have a choice? Not really so sure. I'm not really so sure. I mean, he was kind of perceived outwardly as this centrist, if you will. But I have a feeling he must be implicated in this somehow. And I'm sure that he probably wasn't the only one. Perhaps he was being shown evidence of his or other crimes that either he was implicated in or knew about. Was this the original plan according to HRC election win? No, of course, she was supposed to win. So what evidence was he shown? Well, I would imagine it has to do something that implicates him. Now, we know his son was tied to Donald Trump through some banks. I'm not exactly sure where that all goes, if there was some knowledge about some misdealings with that, or if he was shown some evidence in something else. But the deal would have been that Aunt Loretta Lynch could have been Ruth Bader Ginsburg's replacement. And of course, that's a lifetime appointment. To what age? Whatever, as long as you can pull it through. Well, what's at stake? Everything, the top law of the land, right? And then we get all these tweets here, 17 of them actually. 17! Hillary Clinton says, "Happy Labor Day. Thanks, Hillary." There's no better time to talk about why workers' rights would suffer if Brett Kavanaugh, whose hearings for a lifetime appointment to the Supreme Court start tomorrow, is confirmed. I beg to differ, Miss Clinton. Seems like the Labor Day picnic would be a terrible time to talk about all this. Good Lord. Everyone's hanging out, being patriotic, loving America, enjoying their long weekend, grilling, chilling. Next thing you know, Miss Clinton's got a couple of solo cups full of Jack and Coke. She gets up on the picnic table and she's like, hey guys, happy Labor Day. There's no better time to talk about why workers' rights would suffer if Brett Kavanaugh, whose hearings for a lifetime appointment to the Supreme Court start tomorrow, is confirmed. And everyone's like, shut up, Hillary. God, dog, you do this every Labor Day. It's embarrassing. And she went off. Long diatribe of butthurt about Kavanaugh. And of course, we all know this isn't about Kavanaugh, right? This is her panicking because this is her losing her life's work. Look, if you were so bummed about Kavanaugh, why didn't you speak up months ago? Good God. She fires off 17 tweets about this on Labor Day. So clearly, you can see she's fired up, right? And Q says, pain comes in many different forms. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I just counted one. Here's one form of pain right here. A long list of tweets. And it's all about Kavanaugh, right? The court has also recently granted corporations the right to deny workers reproductive health care and make it harder for workers to share businesses by allowing companies to force employees to sign mandatory arbitration clauses with their contracts. Yeah, we were watching the parade, Hillary. We were watching the parade. God, you're a buzzkill. In 2014, he dissented in a case with occupational safety and health. Good Lord, you had all this time. So you see what's up, right? It's a parade of butthurt because they have lost full control. Q says, enjoy the show. It's been quite a show, right? Now, I've been working most of the day, so I haven't gotten to see a ton of this, but I did get to see Linda Sarsour get arrested. And of course, Linda Sarsour, who's a real patriot, she was probably pumping Lee Greenwood in her Chevy on the way over there. So, look, it's been nothing but enjoyable to watch them panic. And I know some people are bummed because of the D-class. It doesn't mean it's not coming. It just means that it's being held over their head. And that's why all this panic is going on. And Linda Sarsour just got popped for protesting over at the Kavanaugh hearings. It's grand theater indeed. Happy Labor Day, Linda. Labor Day is the one after Eid. Let's move on. Post 2077, 1 minute after the hour of 12 Eastern Standard Time. We get two links here. One's a Twitter link and the other is to Fox News. This first one is from the governor of Arizona's Twitter. Teach me how to Dougie Ducey. I am deeply grateful to Senator Kyle for agreeing to succeed his friend and colleague of so many years. Every single day that John Kyle represents Arizona in the U.S. Senate is a day our state is well served. How about that? So Kyle stepping in. And he's responding to Cindy McCain's tweet that says, John Kyle is a dear friend of mine and John's. It's a great tribute to John that he is prepared to go back into public service to help the state of Arizona. Okay, well, how about that, Mr. John Kyle? Named to succeed John McCain in the Senate. This is the Fox News link. Former Republican Senator John Kyle was named Tuesday to succeed the late Senator John McCain, with the announcement coming at the start of confirmation hearings for Supreme Court nominee Brett Kavanaugh, which could be the new senator's big vote. Arizona GOP Governor Doug Ducey announced this election via Twitter while saying during a subsequent news conference that Arizonans need a person who would be able to hit the ground running. I like that term, hit the ground running. And of course, this is the tweet right here. So this is pretty interesting. Kyle, 76. May be a short-term pick. He only committed Tuesday to fill his Senate seat until early next year out of a sense of duty. I haven't been able to get that assurance from Kyle yet. What I have gotten is a commitment to serve Arizona through at least this section of Congress, Ducey told reporters, adding that he hoped that Kyle serves longer. Kyle told reporters he did not want to commit for a longer period because when he left his Senate seat previously, he had no intention of returning. In that spirit, I am certainly willing to serve through the end of this mission, he said. Through the end of this mission, he said. Voters in 2020 will get to decide who fills the remainder of McCain's term through 2022. Then the seat will be up again for a full 6-year term. McCain's widow, Cindy McCain, had revealed the choice in an earlier tweet, and that's what we just read, okay? So this is where it gets interesting. This Kyle, pretty popular in Arizona. I don't imagine he's going to rock the boat at the very least. But he was the GOP whip, right? For a number of years, it said, and also served as Supreme Court nominee Brett Kavanaugh's escort, or Sherpa, as the Senate sometimes calls it. So he was kind of basically taking him around. He was absent at Kavanaugh's confirmation hearing on Tuesday, but Ducey told reporters that Kyle is ready to cast a vote after working with the White House for months on the Kavanaugh nomination. The political stakes are high since Kyle could participate in the vote on whether to confirm Kavanaugh to the U.S. Supreme Court and will be rejoining the Senate at a time when Democrats are eager to take control of the chamber in this year's midterms. A representative for Ducey told the Arizona Republic that if Kyle opted to step down at the end of his session, the Republican governor would have to appoint another replacement. Kyle retired in 2013 after becoming the number 2 ranking Republican senator and served alongside McCain during his 18 years in the Senate. Filling McCain's seat marks a turning point in Arizona political history. That seat in particular has been held by 2 men who were heralded as giants of the Senate. McCain took the seat once held by Senator Barry Goldwater after he had served in the House of Representatives. Outgoing Senator Jeff Flake, Arizona, called Kyle a great pick as McCain's replacement, as if that was Ducey's selection entirely. They worked together for 18 years. They served together, so I think he'll fit right in, and he obviously shared Senator McCain's view on most things and is the perfect guy to succeed him. Okay, this is really interesting because we got this guy, 76 years old. Worked with McCain for quite a long time. Pretty popular, like I said. Of course, Barry Goldwater, I think, was really the guy in Arizona a long time ago. But he was rather popular. And he was also working as this Sherpa, if you will, for Kavanaugh. Almost like he knew he was going to be getting him in. And now he goes from being a Sherpa to going to the guy who's actually going to be voting on him. But he's only going to be there for this mission. So this strikes me as a one and done. He's just going to be there until this vote is confirmed. It would not surprise me if this Dougie Ducey was the next guy to replace him. I'm not really sure. You can let me know, but that would make sense to me. But this also suggests that Justice Kennedy must have been dirty, because this looks like it was planned all along. Because like they said up here, hit the ground running, right? Hit the ground running. Yeah, what better way to do it? Get Kavanaugh ushered around by Kyle, and then Kyle votes him in. You see what I'm saying? So this shows me that Justice Kennedy probably was rather dirty, and that's why he stepped down, and we are gaining control. This should be a surefire thing, no matter how many protests or whatever. There's no real conflict of interest that I can see here. So whether you like Kavanaugh or not, it looks like it's going to be a sure deal. This guy, John Kyle, puts the nail in the coffin as far as I'm concerned. Let's move on. Post 2078, 5 minutes after the hour of 12, we get this Fox News link here. Q says, add to the list. Add what to the list? Add Mayor Rahm Emanuel to the list. Announces he will not seek re-election on Fox News. Chicago Mayor Rahm Emanuel announced Tuesday that he is not seeking re-election for a third term, and amid withering criticism over his administration's policies and a soaring violent crime rate in the Windy City. As much as I love this job and will always love this city and its residents, I've decided not to seek re-election, Emanuel said at a press conference on Tuesday. This has been the job of a lifetime, but it is not job for a lifetime. Emanuel added, for the last 7.5 years, I've given my all every day and left everything on the field. You sure did, didn't you? You left it all on the field and in the street and in the alleys and in the sewers. This commitment has required significant sacrifice all around. Yeah, most of it were from your constituents. We have more to do, and from now on until then, we will do everything in our power, blah, blah, blah. We're going to get it done because I'm Rahm Emanuel. Okay. Well, we remember he was a former chief of staff to President Barack Obama, and they were real close. And when I mean real close, I mean they were real close. And this Emanuel is about as deep state as it gets. Of course, his father was very likely Mossad. I imagine Rahm is very likely Mossad. Former chief of staff for Barack Obama. This means that he knew all about wiretapping, spying, probably knows exactly what happened with all those pallets and pallets of cash. This guy is in as deep as it gets. And of course, Chicago's never been worse off. What was it saying down here? The numbers were terrible. While Chicago has endured relentless criticism from President Trump, he has asked more than once, what the hell is going on in Chicago? The Windy City actually ended last year with 650 homicides, down from 771 the year before. The total, though, still exceeds the combined number of killings in New York and Los Angeles. Yeah, good job, Rahm Emanuel. Don't let the door hit you on the way out. Would not surprise me if we saw some indictments with his name on it too. In his deep involvement with the Obama administration, it just seems like it would be inevitable considering, all the trouble that has always followed this guy. So between him and Sarsour, it's been a pretty good day. Let's move on. Add that to the list. Post 2079, 47 minutes after the hour of 12, we get this tweet here from Imam Tawhidi. And this is Mohammed Tawhidi, Iranian-born Muslim scholar. He lives in Australia. And he spends a lot of time working on Islamic reform, speaks out against a lot of extremist Islam. He's a great follow on Twitter. He's usually pretty spot on. There's also a great interview, him and Tommy Robinson. There's a great video of them on YouTube if you'd like to see that. But he tweets, John McCain was on his way to becoming an American hero, but instead became a senator for ISIS and the Muslim Brotherhood. No American senator fought for Islamic rights and the arming of jihadists like Senator McCain. Yeah, he was a Muslim Brotherhood buddy. And look at that. There he is back with the band again. There's the gang of ISIS right there in front of the spider webs, getting ready to ship out some missiles. Thanks a lot, no name. Well, you know what? He's spot on. And you know what's so interesting about this? And I thought about this the other day. Given this man's lineage, he had every opportunity to be a true badass American hero. And now we don't say his name. And that's what's really the shame about it, isn't it? Considering the potential that was there. And that's what ends up happening. So I can see why outwardly in the outward narrative they kind of let him preserve his quote unquote hero status. We all know better, right? But the fact of the matter is that the sky was the limit for John McCain, and now we don't say his name. Well, we get these two Twitter links here, and the one is just to Imam's Twitter page here. And the second one is to this Kyle Morris. We got a nice little video of there's another patriot right there in her red, white, and blue, Linda Sarsour. Let's hear what she has to say.
Assalamu alaikum, Cincinnati. You are in a very important state. Ohio is a key state. We need you to vote. I don't care what you think. I don't care if they're not candidates that you like. I don't need you to like them. I need you to vote Democrat in Ohio in November 6, 2018.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the entire Democratic platform in one tweet. I don't care what you think. I don't care if they're not candidates that you like. I don't need you to like them. I need you to vote Democrat. Wow, I don't care. I need. Me. Someone's got a case of the spostis. Miss Sarsour, more like butthurt sore. How about that? Well, at least they're putting their feelings out on Front Street, right? They're not hiding it anymore. And of course they can't. They're a bunch of cornered dogs. I don't care what you think. I don't care. Wow. Talking to everybody like they're your mother. Well, you're not my mother. You keep talking like that, you're going to find out who your daddy is, though. I'll tell you that, Sarsour. You need to get your butt out of jail. Start doing some real campaigning. Well, ladies and gentlemen, the butt hurt is strong with this one. And that's because the winning is also strong. Let's move on. Post 2080. 56 minutes after the hour of 12, we get two pictures here. We have Miss Clinton on CNN wearing her upside down cross, nice and Satan-y. And then we've got a couple of pictures here of Chelsea looking rather pensive on the left, and she's wearing her upside down cross, although she's much more sure of it in the right picture. And of course, Bill's over her shoulder saying, yeah, that's my satanic family. An upside down cross. Q says, like mother, like daughter. Okay, well, we know what's up here. I'm not going to do any deep dives on upside down crosses. We know what it's all about. We know what this family's all about. We know what half the crew is all about that runs with the Clintons, and I can sum it up in one easy word.
Could it be Satan?
Post 2081, 10 minutes after the hour of 1 p.m., we get taken back to this post from the other day. FB outages today being Facebook at Jack. Shadow bans lifted. 24 hours, legal cover, pre-testimony. And this is highlighted, basically this last line here. Twitter re-engages shadow banning across entire platform. Well, of course they are. It's time to start talking about Kavanaugh, right? And we get this Twitter link here. Breaking 911 just in. Twitter CEO Jack Dorsey says in prepared testimony to Congress, Twitter does not use political ideology to make any decisions as of CNBC. Well, there you go. So it looks like Jack Dorsey took the bait with the deep state and whatever protection that he thought he was going to get from Pelosi. And he's doubling down, saying, no, we don't do that. We don't do any of that kind of thing. And of course, we all know that's a flat out lie. And Q knew this was going to happen. That's why Q has highlighted this here. It says just like clockwork. Look, these guys have to go down with the ship at this point. For them to backpedal doesn't make any sense. Their platforms are already tanking, and they know that. And we've still got midterms coming up, and we got the threat of this D-class coming out. And that just happened, and everybody went into a frenzy. Now, I know a lot of people were freaking out, but here's the point. And we see it in post 2082, 22 minutes after the hour of 1 p.m. Q puts it all together. We have this real Muslim talking about John McCain. And we've got this status that took us to Linda Sarsour freaking out about Kavanaugh. Everyone's freaking out about Kavanaugh. And of course, they were just eulogizing John McCain last week. So they know what this is all about. This is all about gaining control. Whether it's through the Supreme Court or the Senate, either way, they're losing it. And Q says, basically reminds us here, from back in this June 30th post, 1649, think Supreme Court vote to confirm coming. No name action. Every dog has its day, and we all know what happened to that dog, right? He had his day right on Dog Day, and now everyone's flipping out over this Supreme Court vote. What are the odds? I'd say they were about somewhere probably around there. Let's move on. Post 2083. We get taken back to this post from September 3rd, 48 minutes after the hour of 8. And this was the D-class post that we saw yesterday. Q says a week to remember. Q. Yeah, like I said, a lot of people were disappointed that it didn't happen today. But look, sometimes disinformation is necessary. And it's not so much that it's not going to happen, but look what did happen. People flipped out today thinking that it was going to happen today. I think when you're following Q, you should always be very, very careful about thinking something's going to happen on that day, because we'll find that it gets stretched out. Doesn't mean that we don't see it. It just never comes in this one big boom of a day. That's just never the way this has worked out. This has been a long, slow bleed for them too. And of course, part of this plan is a slow walk, but it looks like the threat of this D-class has got them in a frenzy. Now, Sarsour is got herself in jail, and she's looking for bail because she's freaked out. Q finishes off this post by saying, a week to remember. Q. Well, it's been an interesting week already, and I have a feeling it's going to only get better and maybe finish on Friday with a bang. And this post is titled FISA 20. So it looks like we're starting to smell the bacon on that Whopper with cheese any moment now. Do it! Post 2084, 53 minutes after the hour of 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we get this Reddit link. Q says, almost Q. And it takes you here to this Reddit thread, and everyone's basically commenting on this football video. Now, this is a parody football video that has since been overlaid with all your deep state knucklehead faces on there. And there's some original commentary that doesn't really match the video, but because I'm 4 years old, I've decided I'm going to do my own play calling. So let's check it out. Jim Acosta's lined up in the shotgun position. He's got Hillary in the backfield where she belongs. And of course, Obama is always out there playing receiver. The snap comes. Hillary goes right. New Zealand is shut off. Jim Acosta calling a 4 a.m. talking point audible. They are sweeping left. Hillary is turning on the gas now. Vicious intel blocked by Obama there. And you can see Podesta and McCain are wrapped up. She's going to break free. She's at the 30. She's at the 25. She could go all the... Oh! Massive hit out of the secondary by number 45. Deep state down at the 17-yard line. Don't worry, kids. I won't quit my day job. Mostly because that kind of is my day job. Post 2085, 47 minutes after the hour of 9 p.m. Responding to an Anon who says 17-yard line. Q says, what are the odds of that? They never thought she would lose. Yeah, like I said, I've seen that video before, and it was a pretty funny spoof. Anyway, just to see it done in its original form, but I loved what they did there. It was absolutely fantastic. But yeah, 17-yard line. How about that? Coincidence? You tell me. All right, kids, that's all I got for you as far as Q. I'm going to leave you with one more thing before I go. And finally, I'm going to leave you with this. I am on the YouTube page of Bill Mitchell. The show is Your Voice, Steel Truth with host Ann Vandersteel, dated September 3rd, titled Deep State Exposed. And she is interviewing a couple men from the intelligence community. I'm not going to play this for you because it's about an hour-long video. If you don't have time to watch it, I do suggest you bookmark it. It will be in the links below. But there's a lot of good stuff in this. A lot of you guys emailed me and tweeted me about this. And I had such a busy day. I was like, oh no, I don't have time to watch an hour-long video. I haven't caught all of it, but I've caught most of it. It really is good stuff. Thank you to all of you who sent me this. There really is a lot of good stuff. And so I do highly suggest that you check this out. If you can't watch it today, just save it for later. But we talked a while back ago about some members of the intelligence community going to come out and give their story, and it looks like that is going to be the case just in time for midterms. And towards the end of the video, these guys will give you an idea as to why we might be able to look towards Friday as a really nice end to the week. But I'm going to let them tell their story. Ann does a brilliant job over there, as well as Bill. So all credit to them, and I want them to tell their story. But there you have it. I want to let you guys know that I got it. Tons of you guys emailed me about this, so thank you. I got it. I didn't have time to watch it earlier today, but did finally get to check it out. So thank you for that. That's all I got for you today, kids. As always, if you like this video, please click like, share, and subscribe. And if you are new to my channel, welcome. Please understand that YouTube will unclick you and unsubscribe you from time to time. So just be a dear and check back. I post when Q posts, and when Q doesn't post, I post about every 24 to 48 hours, So all my links are down below to my Gab, my BitChute, my Real.Video, whatever else I'm on. My Patreon link is down below, my email, my Twitter, all that good stuff is in the video description down below. Okay, that's all I got for you today, kids. A lot of love for you here. This is Sir Patrick Mack, and until next time, stay hopeful.